Brian, great meeting you. Thank you very much for joining us here in our pop-up studio at Nordic Fintech Week.
Yeah, great, thanks for having me. It's great to be here. Such a beautiful city, Copenhagen, such a brilliant event. Great to see some of our partners, some of our clients, and of course some of our industry associates like yourself.
Well, it's amazing that you're enjoying your time here. Before we start our chat, tell us briefly who you are and what you do.
Yeah, no problem at all. So I'm Brian Lawlor. I'm the Group Chief Commercial Officer at B4B Payments, which is part of the Banking Circle group. I actually was brought into Banking Circle to head up the card issuing strategy, and that led to the acquisition of B4B Payments. And I moved across into B4B Payments once the acquisition was complete. And basically, we're a card issuer, so principal members of MasterCard and Visa, an e-money institution in the UK and Lithuania, and we provide accounts, payments, FX, IBANs to Fintechs all across the UK, Europe, and we obviously have a presence in the US as well.
All right, so I understand you work with a lot of Fintechs, as you just mentioned. So my first question is, I want to understand what are the benefits that Fintechs experience when partnering with a company like B4B Payments?
Yeah, that's a good question, Chris. So, I mean, fundamentally, first and foremost, what we talk about is our experience. So the business has been running since 2006.
Yep.
So from a fintech perspective, that's a lifetime. But the experience that we've got within our company is unrivaled. I think we have the most experienced teams and people within the industry, particularly on our issuing side. So our operations and our finance and our compliance teams, they've been involved in the launch of the likes of Revolut, Monzo, Curve, Wise, Soldo, the list goes on and on and on. So primarily our experience. In addition to that, obviously, our offering, we really have a very broad banking as a service offering, which we're very proud of. And obviously a lot of that comes with the fact that our sister company is Banking Circle, the bank. Right. So we're able to offer local payments, domestic payments, accounts, IBANs, FX. We do card issuing, both turnkey cards and also BIN sponsorship. So, we can provide full turnkey offering or a modular approach where a fintech can select what elements of banking as a service they want from us. So we're pretty proud of that, and the business is going from strength to strength.
Amazing. That's great to hear, because that also means that fintechs are also going from strength to strength in what they're doing. Yeah. All right, now one of the main concerns that we hear from fintechs generally when they're working with partnerships is that, okay, so how do we deal with compliance? Because we know, especially in our industry, that compliance is very stringent. Yeah. So how does B4B Payments help fintechs remain compliant?
Yeah, no, sure. I mean, compliance, as we all know, is the main blood of any fintech. It's essential that you stay on top of the compliance and the regulatory requirements. And ultimately, this is a service that we offer as part of our banking as a service offering, compliance as a service, or CAS, if you like. And again, that comes with experience. The people that we've got within the business are incredibly experienced. We invest a lot of time and resource into compliance, as you would expect. And we enable fintechs to consider us as an extension of their business. We support them with that compliance function. And we stay ahead of that by, we work very closely with our regulators. So in the UK, we're an EMI, so we work with the FCA. In Lithuania, we're an EMI, so we're very closely with the Central Bank of Lithuania. And we're members of a lot of key associations that obviously are staying ahead of what's coming down the track from a compliance perspective, so that we can rightly inform our clients what they need to be aware of, what's coming down the track, any adjustments that they need to make. So our expertise and knowledge and experience, we think is a fantastic offering to our clients.
Right, so it's not just the payments capability and the banking as a service capability, it's also the deep knowledge about compliance and that proactivity to make sure that they remain compliant when they're working with you. Yeah. Now, what about risk? Because risk is the other thing that we hear very regularly, that fintechs are like, okay, how do we deal with risky situations? How does B4B Payments address that?
So, I mean, like any other business, we have our own risk appetite, and alongside that, we have certain elements that kind of needle into that. So in terms of our onboarding processes, in terms of the due diligence that we carry out on any clients and our clients' that we onboard, and then things like transaction monitoring, sanction checking, so on and so forth. I mean, our risk appetite is, we are B2B and B2B2C, so we don't do any direct consumer flow, for example, and we, unfortunately, at the moment, we don't do anything directly in the crypto space.
Right.
So we are, our appetite is I'd say it's not risk averse, but clearly we have a solid risk appetite framework, and what that enables, it gives our clients comfort that they know that something that may happen with one of our other clients is not going to affect them, and I think that gives a lot of comfort when clients come on board with us.
Okay, and now you mentioned a number of benefits for fintechs working with you when it comes also to the risk part, the compliance part, and you mentioned a number of companies that you've worked with in the Nordics. So can you give me examples of how companies like perhaps like Juny or like Pleo have experienced some of these benefits in partnering with B4B Payments?
Yeah, no problem at all. The Nordics has been a fantastic success story for us as a region. And rightly, you've named some of our key partners. Like Juny is a fantastic example. What a success story they've been, and they're probably a great example of how we support major fintechs in their evolutionary journey. So Juny work with us both in the UK and Europe. They've since our relationship started, they've become regulated as an e-money institution in Sweden, which is their home country.
Right.
And we've evolved how we support them, because now some of their business they manage on their own license, while we take care of the scheme stuff, so the MasterCard element. But then in the UK, we still provide the full suite of services to them. And when they eventually become regulated in the UK, again, we'll support them on that evolutionary journey. Likewise, you mentioned Pleo. We support Pleo in the UK as a BIN sponsor, and that's obviously because Pleo are regulated in Denmark. We all know what happened post-Brexit, so we support them in the UK. And then we've got some other brilliant clients in the Nordics, actually some clients that are based in Denmark, people like One Moneyway and Zento. They're providing accounts and payments and cards to SMEs in the Danish and Nordic markets, and we're basically powering them in the background, providing the payment infrastructure, providing the card infrastructure. So, and this is why we're here. It's been a fantastic region for us, and we know it's going to go from strength to strength. And a lot of the fintech innovation actually is coming out of the Nordic and Baltic regions. So long may it continue.
Well, Brian, it's amazing to see your enthusiasm for the region. Let me just close the interview. What is it that you're most looking forward to experiencing here at Nordic Fintech Week?
I mean, how long have you got, Chris? I'm looking forward to the barbecue tonight and a few beers.
Yeah, that's amazing.
To unwind a little bit from today. It's quite intense. They've got all the sessions. We've got lots of meetings. Through the app, which has worked fantastically well. The event it's been great. As I mentioned at the beginning, we've got partners here, we've got clients here, we've got industry associates here. So it's great to get everybody together and do that networking and talk about the challenges, the opportunities, and it's a fantastic event. Looking forward to next year already.
Amazing. Well, Brian, thank you very much for spending time with us. I wish you a fantastic event, and we'll look forward to hearing more about what
Thanks
B4B
for having
Payments
me,
is doing.
Chris. Thank you so much.